Can I build a guitar with nothing but parts from TEMU? That is the title and the premise and the clickbait of this video. Obviously, this video is sponsored by TEMU. And in order to earn that sweet, sweet, sweet check in the mail, I need to let you know a little bit of information before I get started opening up these bags, showing you what I got and getting into the nitty gritty. TEMU asked that I please encourage my viewers to download the TEMU app through my link or code in the description. The code is DKJ6385, and with that link or code, you will get 30% off. So check that out if you're curious about TEMU, link down below. Let's start unpacking this stuff. Obviously, this is gonna be where the neck is. This is where the body is gonna be. I have, hopefully, all the parts that I need to build a guitar in here. And I have a few extra things that my wife Lauren requested, so we'll be checking those out as well. I'll have individual links to everything I purchased down below as well. Let's see if I can do this without cutting into something important. Obviously, this is going to be the body, and this is going to be the neck. Let's make sure I have all the other parts before we get too invested in this video. This is a set of pickups. Oh, here's some solar garden lights that my wife requested. What is this going to be? Oh, I bet this is going to be the Pickguard. Yep, a pre-wired Pickguard. You're asking yourself, Ryan, if you got a pre-wired pickguard, what are those pickups about? Because this already has a set of humbuckers in there. Well, I want to have a single coil tone as well, so I ordered a set of humbucker sized P90. So I'll swap out the neck pickup. Looks like it'll be an easy swap too. Just 2 solder points for that neck humbucker. But pretty standard looking Strat style thing here. We've got a volume and a tone control, 2 mini pots, a 3-way switch. It's the whole thing. And we got pickup screws here. Now, it's very important that there be tuners and a bridge in the rest of this packaging, among a few other details, if I remember correctly. This has got to be the bridge. Yep, there is a Strat style bridge. What is this going to be? Oh, these are sunglasses for my wife. Hopefully these are the glasses of her dreams. She bought a pair of glasses at like the swap meet or something years ago, and she's been looking for replacements ever since. Hopefully, this is what she's been searching for, and she's very, very happy with it. Ah, the neck plate, that is important. Strat buttons, also very important. This is a little like mushroom light up night light thing that Lauren wanted, so there's that. The tuners and the output jack. Am I missing anything? Is that everything? We've got the neck, body, pickguard, neck plate, tuners, other pickups, bridge, output jack, and the Strat buttons. Maybe I should start wearing glasses all the time in videos. Maybe that should be my new thing. Just look like a cool guy. Start picking up some like fashion sponsorships. Subsidize some independent gear reviews by just being fashionable. Is that something that I could do? I think I would have to be valuable commercially to fashion companies for them to want to invest in guitar gear demo videos. And you know, maybe I'm misjudging you guys. But I don't get the impression that many of us are very fashionable and out there spending big money on, you know, like sunglasses and clothing and hats and things like that, accessories, makeup, whatever. I think it would be a tough sell to get those brands to subsidize gear videos. Look at this. Whoa. It's the wood equivalent of bacon. Look at that grain pattern in there. They didn't actually have a ton of options on TEMU for various guitar parts. But when I saw this, I was like, I gotta see what that grain is all about. It's like butterscotch caramel mixed with like dark chocolate. What an interesting grain. Is it even, is it a plywood or is that a real wood grain? It's so strange to me. I honestly have no idea. It could be a plywood, but it could be a real wood too. I have no idea. What is this? What wood is this? Let's check out the body. There it is. It's a white body, so this is going to be a white and black guitar. I wanted a purple body. They had one listed. There was only 2 bodies on TEMU. The purple one, apparently, I couldn't get it with my credit. I wasn't eligible to shop for it with the credit that I had. So this is what I got. I don't mind it. I've always wanted a white Strat. I've never had one. So I can't be too upset, right? Hopefully all this stuff fits together. All right. I'm going to try to assemble as much as I can here, as quickly as I can. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of time-lapsing, stuff like that. Let's make sure all this stuff kind of just fits together generally. Anyways, get a sneak peek of what we're dealing with here. The neck and the body and the pickguard seem to be almost compatible. There's a significant gap right there. Well, a couple of the screw holes on the pickguard lineup. The one right there, almost that one, almost that one. That one lines up. I'm going to be drilling holes to make this all work. And it looks like there's a significant gap where the neck meets the body. So this might require some tweaking to get it all to work. Or I'll just put it together as it is and see how it turns out, right? No holes in the neck, so I'm gonna have to drill those. No holes in the body either. This is gonna get sketchy, guys. I'm gonna fly fast and loose on this thing. Disclaimer time. I am not a guitar tech. I'm not a guitar builder. I'm not a luthier in any way whatsoever. I am throwing caution to the wind in this video. I'm being as loose and carefree as possible because that's how I want to have fun. This is not an instructional manual for you to learn how to build your own guitars. But you might learn a few things. So I make mistakes as I go. I have the guitar clamped down to the table with the neck plate clamped down as well, holding it all together to help me guide where I'm going to drill. I do own a drill press, but I don't feel like pulling it out right now. I'm just going to do my best to drill straight down into the body and then into the neck, providing me with a guide to do the rest of the drilling. And of course, I could only get to 3 of those because the 4th one was blocked by the clamp, but I'll be able to get to that in a bit. So those holes, I'm going to leave that size, and these holes I'm going to make bigger so that the screw can go through there nice and smooth. Feeling like I want to make sure that I got the holes into the neck deep enough so I don't split that beautiful exotic grain. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Didn't go deep enough. Now to drill that missing hole. The neck is on. Is it on straight? It's straight in the pocket. It looks like it's fine. I might have to make some modifications to the pickguard to get it to fit against that neck. We'll see. I'm curious to know what this neck feels like. It's such a unique look. Like, what even is this wood? I've never seen this wood before. The frets don't feel sharp or anything like that. They don't feel premium. I could definitely, you know, soften up the edges a little bit with a light filing, but I want to see how it plays out of the box. The nut looks like it might be cut high. I should be taking pictures as I go here. I can't say for sure, but the nut does look high to me. So what next? Maybe I should put the bridge in? The nice thing about this body is that it does have the bridge holes already drilled. The purple one I was looking at did not in the photographs, and that is probably saving me some trouble. You know, seeing how I just drilled the neck in there, I'd probably make some mistakes. It probably wouldn't be very clean. It would probably lead to tuning stability issues with the trim, and it would be my fault. I don't want things to be my fault, unless it's entertaining. Super duper thin little blade of a trim block here. Certainly not a premium tremolo unit, but weirdly, one of my favorite Strats, one of my favorite feeling Strats of all time, was this Mexican 1990s Fender Strat that had this thin little blade of a bridge block. And I tried putting in different bridges, and I kept putting back in the original bridge because I just liked the way it felt. It has a feel that I prefer, which is, you know, strange to say. We all get sold on these like big heavy brass blocks and stuff like that. But one feel over another is it's total personal preference, right? What if I really, really like this? What do you think the odds are that I'll love it? Ah, man. I'm going to try drilling a different hole, because that went straight into the trim cavity. The other one had a little bit more space going on before it got there. You know what I didn't order for this? A backplate, which is fine. Like, on my personal guitars, I usually take the backplate off anyways and leave it off. That would have been another thing to add to the order if I wanted the complete guitar experience. Definitely got that in there crooked. I need one of those really long trick bits to get in there to get the angle that this actually wants to have. Wow. No regrets. I'll fix stuff like that later. I'm just plowing through this video. Fast and loose is the idea. That's all kinds of sloppy. I'm having fun though. Can you tell? Yeah, that's where I drilled through. There's enough wood there. I could put that screw in that lower hole. I think it'd be just fine. And if it's not fine, at least it'll be entertaining, right? This is stuff where if I was unboxing a guitar and checking out some, you know, budget guitar from the internet, I'd be like, who put this together? What's going on here? And in this case, I know exactly who put it together. I know exactly why it was put together that way. Because I'm just flying fast and loose over here. Just having fun, being silly. So now I got to pull the neck pickup out of this and throw in this humbucker sized P90 and solder it up. So let's get this stuff out of the way, get the soldering iron, and make it happen. How do I look?
Give me my glass.
Come get them. She's here for her glasses and her other things.
Yoing.
The garden lights.
They're the size.
Are they what you wanted?
They're what I wanted.
Well,
I've been looking for glasses like this everywhere that weren't $100.
Now go order a bunch in every color. And then a mushroom nightlight?
Yes. Don't ask questions.
I won't ask questions. Look at the wood on this neck.
Okay.
It looks like well-cooked bacon.
Well-cooked bacon?
Overcooked bacon?
How nice do I have to be?
You don't have to be nice at all.
Show me the front again.
I think it's neat just because it's different. I haven't seen it before. I think it might be like a plywood composite sort of thing. Like seeing little details like that makes me think it's like sticks that were glued together.
I almost need to know the story behind it before I can.
Well, we're not going to be able to get a story behind it. There's no description. It's just,
Is it?
here's a neck.
Cool neck.
Cool neck.
Bye.
Official review from Lauren, my wife. There we go. That was pretty easy. Quick swap there. Hopefully it does what I want and provides single coil tones so that I have a humbucker and a single coil sound. What if this becomes like my main like affordable demo guitar? Anything's possible, right? What if I really love this thing? What if it's a great guitar? Despite me just drilling holes as willy-nilly as possible without any care whatsoever for the quality of my work. I've done this stuff before, on camera and off camera, so I feel pretty confident that I'm not going to mess anything up too bad. At least not in a way where it won't be salvageable later. I still need the soldering iron, don't I? Let's see if I can figure out what I've got here. One of these black wires is going to go to the bridge for the ground, and the other one's going to go to the output. Let's get that wired up and figured out. White should be the tip, and black should be the ring. Maybe next time I do a TEMU video, if they hire me again, I should do like a soldering irons of TEMU review. Actually, if you're not even going to shop for anything, if you just want to go check it out and look around and look for things that you could suggest to me, ideas you'd like to see me cover, concepts you'd like to see me put together in case TEMU does hire me to do another one of these videos. Or crowdsource the next TEMU extravaganza. And now the ground wire. Gotta drill a hole for that to get in. I think that blue circle is where they want me to do it. I get a little bit of a sick pleasure out of thinking about the people who are watching this right now just cringing out of their skin, just crawling. Because they know the correct way to do things and I'm not doing things the correct way. On purpose. I'm doing it on purpose. Like, I'm having fun just doing this as quick and sloppy as I can. Because that's how I live my life, apparently. But I'm also getting a decent amount of entertainment thinking about the people who are upset right now. I'm sorry. I'm a troll. That's the reality of it. I am a troll. Game recognized game. When I see trolls on the internet, game recognized game. And hopefully the trolls out there feel the same way about me. Man, this pickguard does not fit correctly in the allotted space. I could have moved the neck out a little bit to accommodate for that, but it's too late for that, and I don't want to care about it that much. So do I grab a file and try to take a bunch of that out? Do I just get crazy and just chop it off right there? Just like, who cares, right? It doesn't even seem to fit around the width of the neck. I'm going to grab a Dremel. But first, I'm going to wrap up with the soldering iron and get that ground soldered to the clip right here. You know, I don't need the Dremel. I have this wheel here that just attaches to a standard drill. This is going to be very sloppy, but it'll get it done quick. Who doesn't love the smell of burning PVC in the morning? This whole little bump down here has got to go. That's the thing keeping it from sliding in. It fits now, but I want a little bit more room just to give the trim some space. That actually turned out way less ugly and sloppy than I thought it was going to. Like, it's certainly not perfect, but taking that little edge off right there did the trick. It's a little tight against the bridge, but it's not bad. It's serviceable. Let's screw it down, and then I've got to put the tuners on, and then strings. If you ever open up a guitar and find gaff tape, there's a good chance that a videographer was working on your guitar. I need something to hold those wires in place. Is it the wires that are blocking me up? They should have just skipped drilling holes for the pickguard, because nothing lined up after I placed the pickguard on here. Here, we'll let the pickup hold the screws for me. What a handy dandy little device right there. A magnet on your guitar for holding screws. How clever. I should probably plug it in and test it before I put strings on it, just to be sure those electronics do work and pass some sort of signal. Seems like they work. Tone control work? Yep, volume. Yep, seems like it works. And now for the tuners. How difficult is this going to be? I always hate installing tuners. And look, there's not even screw holes for them. This isn't going to be my least favorite part at all, he said sarcastically. I like how these all come in their own little individual baggies. Suppose I gotta put the hardware aside here. A trick I like to do is use a little bit of tape on the end of my drill bit to make sure I don't go deeper than I need to when I'm doing my drilling. It's just a handy little guide, because it ain't no fun drilling all the way through your headstock. which is something I have done before. This is usually the part that I hate the most. Getting these tiny little screws in here. But that first one didn't feel so bad. I either used the exact right size drill bit, or this wood isn't as difficult as other woods that I've drilled tiny little screws into before. These are going in nicely. And these don't have to hold the tuner in. They're more to keep them from rotating back and forth. So far, this has been pretty easy. No bummers so far. No big challenges. It's a set of strings away from being done. Let's do it. The one thing I didn't order from TEMU was the strings because I've got Stringjoy strings. Why not use them, right? I'm gonna use this set of 10.5 to 50s. These are their coated orbiters. Where's my blade? Oh, one last thing. I forgot something important before we put on the strings. Where are they? Here they are. The strap buttons. You gotta have a strap or it's not a real guitar, right? I wonder if people who sit down exclusively to play guitar ever get frustrated that all guitars come with strap buttons, at least all electric guitars. Like, I don't want holes in my guitar. I don't even use these things. I wish they would leave them off, leave my guitar pristine. Ah, damn it. All right, now we can do the strings. The last part, hopefully the last part. If this thing needs a nut adjustment or something silly like that, I'm gonna do it in my own time. I'm not gonna do it in this video. Sorry to bum you out if you were hoping to watch me adjust a nut. Not this time. Which string do you guys put on first? I always go for the low strings first. The packs make it seem like, oh, grab these thin little light strings first and put those on first. But no, I always want to do the low ones. So something I didn't think to add to the order is string trees. I think it could use one string tree just because that break angle of the high E across the nut is pretty dang shallow. I'll have to add that some other time, but it's all strung up. Obviously it'll need a setup to play its best, but let's get it tuned up and see where we're at. I do not remember seeing a truss rod adjustment on this neck. There's not one on the headstock. I don't remember if there was one on the heel, but it definitely needs the truss adjusted. It is bowed inward. And I think it'll need a shim as well. Do I do it right now? Before I get any further? Might as well, I'm here. Was there a truss adjustment? Let's find out. There is! At the heel. Now to try to remember which way I gotta turn it. A truss rod adjustment at the heel, I hate that. If I had realized that when I was shopping, I might not have picked this neck. I like the wood grain on it, but all right, if that chart is correct, I gotta go this way, counterclockwise. I probably didn't have any tension on it whatsoever. Make it nice and firm. And I'm gonna put a shim of some sort in here because that neck is really close to the body. The fretboard is really close to the body. I'm gonna use the Stringjoy box here to make a shim. It's not even about the angle as much as it is legitimately just raising the neck up. I will give it a little bit of an angle though. Because I'm using some heavy card to do this, I am going to drill out some holes into that card just to get through. There we go. Shit. Getting sloppy here. Stuff is getting wild. Do I have a spare string tree? Let's do things right. If I can. Yeah, I know it's technically cheating. I didn't buy the string tree from TEMU, but let's just ignore that. It's gonna be okay. Don't tell on me. Don't tell TEMU. I don't know where this string tree came from. It could have come from TEMU. I probably pulled it off of some other guitar. And I still gotta lower the action. The neck is straight now, believe it or not. It might need another adjustment in the future, but for now, it looks straight. Still pretty low in the body. I'm gonna lower the action on all the saddles here. It's a guitar! I just made a guitar sound with it. That was the bridge humbucker. Here is the neck single. Very different sound from that neck single versus the humbucker. Let's see if I can play anything on it. Obviously, it's gonna need some setup. Back to the bridge. I wonder if the frets are level. Let's check that real quick. The 11th fret has a serious rock on it. A little bit on the 12th. And a little bit, what is that, like the 17th or 19th. But that 11th fret will need to be addressed. It has a significant rock on it. The rest of that is like, I just got to adjust the action and dial this thing in. But it works. I did it. I built a guitar with nothing but parts from TEMU. Doesn't sound bad, honestly. Try with some dirt. Middle. Bridge. That next single is warm, especially compared to that bridge. Now I'm just starting to noodle. Something's microphonic. Hello? The bridge pickup is microphonic. Hello? The neck pickup, not as much. But that's not a huge surprise. So many cheap humbuckers that I've showed on this channel end up being microphonic. I've got this extra one here. I should just try to turn it into a microphone and then maybe experiment with wax potting it or something like that. I've always avoided doing that because it seems like a huge pain in the butt, but I've got a spare cheap humbucker here. Maybe I'll experiment with that in the near future. All right, I'll raise the action a little bit and try to get those strings ringing out. It's not fair to let it suffer like that. This bridge is so cheap that the screws for one of the bridge saddle adjustments is stripped already. I've never encountered that on a saddle before, but it won't go any higher. I might have to loosen the string all the way to get enough tension to get that screw to hold in there. No, it couldn't hold up to the tension of the string, and that screw has completely failed and the whole saddle has fallen in. So the D string is non-operational for the time being. I've adjusted the height on the other strings though. Let's see if it's playable on those strings at least after I tune it. The D string still in a lot of trouble. Still some rattling going on. The action is not low at the 12th fret. So this is, I mean, the neck looks straight. It's gonna need some finessing. That's the real difficulty of making a parts guitar. Like slapping the neck on there, I did that fast and sloppy. That was easy. Throwing the pickups in there and the pickguard, I had to make some adjustments with, you know, a rotary tool with a Dremel bit on a drill to get that in there. Oh, I missed a screw right there. Installing the bridge, no problem. This bridge is cheap and that saddle is failing on me. All the other parts, easy peasy. But the setup, that's where I'm gonna end up spending the most time, and I'm not gonna film myself doing it right now. I'm running out of card space as it is. But I did it! I built a guitar with nothing but parts from TEMU, and it appears as though it will function. It will be made playable. It can be made playable with some setup time. The truss rod adjustment did seem to work. The neck is flat and straight now. It's gonna need an adjustment on that trebled fret. There's a high fret, the 11th fret. I'm gonna have to spend some time dialing in the action and the playability and the setup and the intonation. I should check to see if it pulls out a tune in the cowboy chord area. We'll try the G string. Yeah. It's gonna need the nut slots lowered. All that stuff is a whole other concern. But I think it's attractive. The neck actually feels fairly comfortable. It has a bit of a raw grain sort of feel to it, but it has like a very thin sort of poly finish on it, but you can feel the grain of the wood, whether it be a piece of natural wood or if it truly is a bunch of sticks glued together. Because I've never seen this grain before, and there's little parts where I'm not sure what I'm looking at. It doesn't look like wood. It looks like wood, but it doesn't look like a natural piece of wood. Like, I think it is stuff that's glued together. Which is kind of interesting, honestly. I don't hate the look. It feels comfortable. I guess we'll find out with time if it's stable or not. If you see this in an affordable video, then you'll know that I was able to dial it in and make it stable. By the way, thanks for watching. Do all the stuff that TEMU wants you to do. If you want to do it, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Let me pull up that information again. Where is it? Please encourage your viewers to download TEMU App through your link or code in the description. They can get 30% off. My code is DKJ6385 on the TEMU App to claim. So 30% off if you want to head over there to shop. If you don't want to shop for anything, but you want to have a look around and suggest other concepts for me to explore with products on TEMU, then send me links or just say what you want to see down in the comment section. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a rude, nasty comment. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.